transitioning from going from like high school to college was a huge thing for me. Because the only two people that I really care about, my mom and dad, are not going to be with me anymore. Right? And we get there, we move in, my parents help me, And as they're leaving, I just started to feel really, really sad. So there's no roommate, there's no one to talk to, there's no one around me. It's the first night. It was horrible. I was ready to cry. I was like about to have a mental breakdown. I'm standing there, and what goes through my head is, all right, God, I know you're out there. I've been a Christian pretty much all my life. I remember this verse from VBS, all right? Who knows that I would remember this like 5 years, And it was from Joshua. It was like, be strong and courageous. Do not be terrified. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. And I wrote that on my whiteboard because I needed that encouragement. I was feeling very, very alone.
And honestly, when I made that choice, when I decided to give it all to God, He definitely blessed me because He's so eager to bless. I mean, we're His children, He loves us so much. And my life has definitely changed. I feel like I have purpose. I feel happy. This is honestly the best quarter ever. I just feel like I'm going up and just growing.
Guess the Israelites just walking in the desert. I mean, we go to a place we are not familiar with the language. We are not familiar with the customs. So I mean, the first day I remember the first day he go to school here. Actually, he cried because he can't understand the words of the teachers. So, and I want to say that thank you God that He just bring us to the promised land and bring us to the college. And my cousin Edward is now in UCLA for biochem major.
I grew up as a Christian, but I just didn't really have that relationship with God like I do now. I would go because that's where I grew up. I would be active because that's what my parents would do, and it's not something that I really understood why I did it. So I went through a really big depression, and just wanna I thank God for putting friends from DCF in my life.
I get this text from my mom, and she's like, pray for your dad. He had to go to the ER, and he might have had a minor stroke. Katie was sending me pictures of you guys praying at the house, and I was just that was touching me even more. Blessed to know that you guys were praying for my dad.
And I had not had a lot of Christian friends back home. I actually had 0 that I can think of. My roommate I got paired with is a Christian who happens to volunteer in all these organizations and has the hugest heart for people. I have all these classes, and I have this girl in 3 of them who is another Christian, and she sits next to me the first day, and all the classes I would go to my next class, and I was sitting next to Christians, and I was just what? And she had just talked to me, and she's me and Michaela, which is my other sister, had been praying nonstop that you would make Christian friends, because we've been seeing how it has influenced you to not have them in your life, and just the path you've been going on. And she's just we prayed so hard, you have no idea, Claire said.
Pray and say how awesome it is to be able to have Christian friends, because I never had that before. All my friends I was the Christian girl they knew, and that was about it. So be grateful that I have friends that love God the way I love Him.
That's kind of like my walk with God right now. I know I could run harder, but I'm not running harder because I'm letting my feelings hold me back. You know what I'm saying? The verse I've been really meditating on lately is Galatians 6:9. It says, "Don't get tired of doing what's good, because you're going to reap good if you do good."
That on the same day that they took the offering, they took my check. It's the same day that financial aid was dispersed. Wow. And so I just want to remind you guys that God is so faithful. Even when we're faithless to Him, He's so faithful. And don't forget that. And so yeah.
I came to DCF one of the first weeks, and I just felt that I should give something, and so I decided that whenever I came to DCF and they took an offering, I would give this certain amount. But I just decided that would be another email from my financial aid office that they that they didn't give me all of my money, and so I get another like couple $100 from them.
But I don't know what God's plan for me in the future is, and I'm pursuing for the plan. Maybe someday he will show up and say, "Oh yeah, that's your plan." I want to say it's just to be better for just to be ready for it.